Why do you seem so scared? La 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 la.
Hey everyone, it's Christine, ParanormalTV if you're new, and welcome back if you're not. One thing about me that you may know is that I love vintage things, especially vintage ghost hunting, paranormal things, paranormal investigations, things like that. Anything that's kind of like vintage that goes along with that gives me like such happiness, and I don't know why. Like, I bought dowsing rods recently, and my main reason for wanting dowsing rods is when I was young and we would watch ghost shows, how they would always use the rods. And I always thought like rods would be like real flimsy, but they're really not that flimsy. Once you get them in place, they, for the most part, stay in place. You might move your hand a little bit, but they don't cross. So that was a shock for me, but that was like the only reason why I bought it, because it just reminded me of like my favorite ghost shows when I was young, you know? Real scary stories. Some of you know it's scary but true, but I know it's real scary stories. They used to use these, and on just 90s, early 2000s shows, I used to see them all the time, and it just gives me like happy vibes, like childhood vibes. You know what I mean? And one thing that I always found interesting was the witching hour, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And I feel like when you think of the witching hour, a lot of people know it as different things now, but as I was growing up and learning about the paranormal, as I was growing, I always knew it as the witching hour. And I just feel like when you say the witching hour, it has the old paranormal vibes. You know what I'm saying? The phrase the witching hour is actually recorded for the first time in 1835, so that just kind of gives you an idea of how vintage it truly is. So the witching hour can also be known as the devil's hour, and it is a time of night that people believe supernatural powers and beings to be heightened. This term can also be referred to having a greater chance of having something bad happen, or just having more bad luck in general. People believe that during the witching hour, supernatural beings such as witches, ghosts, demons, fairies, etc. have a greater connection with the physical realm, with our realm, that they can connect with us easier, and they have more powers at this time. So black magic is thought to be at its most powerful at this time, and this is kind of what scared a lot of people. And we'll kind of get into that in a little bit, but this is kind of what freaks people out about the witching hour, is that a lot of people have believed at one point that black magic was most powerful during this time. When does the witching hour occur? It can actually occur at a couple different times depending upon your beliefs. One belief is that the witching hour is the hours between midnight and 2 a.m. and this stems from believing in a new day has started. And if you watched some supernatural shows or movies where they talk about how a spell breaks at midnight, that is kind of where it comes from. It's a new day. Spells have broken. Haunting hours are believed to be heightened from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. and this has a lot of biblical references, which you guys probably know about. There's a couple reasons that people believe the haunting hour to be between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. and one of them is actually that Jesus Christ was crucified at 3 p.m. So people believe that 3 a.m. is the mock. It's the mock of the Holy Trinity. The devil is going to mock Jesus Christ's crucifixion by doing things at 3 a.m. and in threes. In Western Christian tradition, it's actually considered to be the heightened area because it's the absence of prayer from 3 a.m. to 4 p.m. So one awful thing thing is the witch trials, which I'm sure you guys know about. I mean, it's huge, how could you not? But witch trials back in the day and just out for a witch hunt was pretty intense, and any woman out at these hours without a good reason, with an insufficient reason, was considered to be a witch or thought to possibly be a witch, and some of these women could have been executed even. So that is pretty awful, and that's actually a really sad thing that is associated with the witching hour. Now, I have had experiences at all times of the day and night. I haven't had one portion of the night to be more active for me than others, so I don't know if it is a heightened period of time. I think that things can happen any time of the day. I do think you're more alert at this time because it's instilled in your mind that this is the witching hour. This is when we should be afraid. This is when things are heightened. So I think that being instilled in your mind kind of, it backs up your thought process of things that are paranormal, whether it's paranormal or it's not. I think that is why we feel like things heighten at 3 a.m. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.